After we talked about my most hated trope in the entire romance genre last week, I thought I should talk about my most loved tropes in the romance genre specifically. Because there are a lot of tropes I love, and I love a lot of them equally. Like, it's hard for me to rank these. I think these are all pretty awesome if done right. It depends on how the author decides to play them off. But in no particular order, we have the stabby girl and stylish boy trope. This one is epitomized by Holly Black's The Folk of the Air series. And I'm not saying she made me love it, but yeah, she made me love it. So Jude and Carden have just an amazing dynamic, and they have this slow burn enemies to lovers thing. If you've been on Book Talk or Bookstagram, you know this already, but I love their dynamic. It's just amazing. Stabby girl, stylish boy, chef's kiss. The other trope I love is marriage alliance against a common enemy. So this is kind of a subset of the arranged marriage trope. I really like it when there's this added pressure for the couple to make things work. In the instance of the Elven Alliance series by Tara Grace, there is this external threat that's threatening both of their two countries and both of their two peoples, so they have to make it work or else. This trope has all the awkwardness of, the forced proximity trope. But a lot of times you get like the political maneuvering and the military strategy, and I'm very much into both those things. I also like the fact that this trope means that the characters aren't usually looking for a way out. So to me, it kind of ruins the whole thing if the characters are trying to get away from each other. I don't like that trope. I know it's a thing in romance, but I don't like when the characters are trying to get away from each other. So arranged marriage where they're both really trying to make it work. Another trope I absolutely love from the romance genre. Hero grows after heroine's initial rejection. Jane Austen in Pride and Prejudice reached peak with this trope. I'm not sure any of us other romance authors will ever be able to top it after her. I don't mean like the whole I can change him deal. I mean like when the heroine actually gives the hero the boot, and then he goes through a brutal character development arc after. The more brutal the character development arc, the better. I kind of did this in my Warlords of the Sandsea series, but I still think that Jane Austen she blew it out of the water, and none of us have ever ascended to those heights ever since. Another favorite trope of mine, they try to kill each other at least once. This is a subset of enemies to lovers, but like a little spicier variant. In my opinion, it is an enhanced variant. I've used this trope in 2, maybe 3 of my series, depending on how you count. Dangerous Assassin has it. Warlords of the Sandsea has it. Big fan. I am low-key obsessed with this one. Not gonna lie. The last romance trope that I am just obsessed with that might be exclusive to like fantasy romance, paranormal romance, historical romance sometimes is when they just outmaneuver and outpolitic and just absolutely destroy their enemies. So you know how in romance they're supposed to be the breakup 80% through? I love it when the reconciliation at the end is topped off where they come at those who tried to imprison, betray, dethrone, murder, separate them. And then it's like, surprise, bitch. Like, for me, preferably slaughter, but, there doesn't have to be bloodshed for this to be gratifying. But, added bonus if there is, because I'm just a bloodthirsty reader. So there you have it, my top 5 favorite romance tropes. I've written most of these, but a few of them are still on my to-write list. So comment, let me know what you think of these tropes. Tell me your favorite tropes. And of course, if you have any book recommendations that contain any or several of these tropes, send them